Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about Dwight Howard, man. Stan Van Gundy saying Dwight Howard could only be compared to LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but not so crazy. Peak prime Dwight Howard in Orlando, he was a monster. I'm not going to lie to you. He won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times in a row. We know he wasn't the best offensive player, but he had good offense and great defense. So you got both ends of the floor. Let's not forget now, he did beat LeBron in the playoff. Dwight Howard knocked LeBron James out the playoff. Supposedly the best player at the time, even though he wasn't, but, by the media, Dwight Howard knocked him out the playoff. So Dwight Howard was a monster in his prime. But guess what? He had a goofy personality. He plays around a lot. He's so quirky. He's always playing around. Just goofy, goofball. Never took things too seriously. And that was always his problem. Everybody, he plays too much. He's not focused. He doesn't take things too seriously or as serious as he needs to. And that was always a knock on Dwight Howard. A lot of people hated his personality because he was so goofy. Hence why they snubbed him from the top 75 team. That was a personality issue, whether they like you or not. Because you can't tell me that Anthony Davis deserves to be on the top 75 and Dwight Howard don't belong on there. That's blasphemy. I don't care what anyone said. Dwight Howard belongs on that top 75 team. AD, not yet. AD should have been on the top 100. I don't think AD should have been on the top 75. But because he won the bubble chip, you know how that goes. They threw him on there and snubbed Dwight Howard. People have really forgotten how good prime Dwight Howard was, man. This dude could jump out the gym. Crazy athleticism. Played monster defense, blocking shots, rebounds. I mean, come on. At one point, him and Shaq was beefing, over who's Superman. I'm Superman. No. Prime Dwight Howard was a problem. And yeah, somehow he got lost in the shuffle in the mix as the year goes on. People really forgot. I guess it's that prisoner of the moment situation. No one remembers how good Dwight Howard was in his prime. Dwight Howard won 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He was also an MVP candidate. People really forgot. This is what Stan Van Gundy had to say. The time I was here, to me, the only 2 guys you could talk about in Dwight's league at the time were LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, who was still playing. That's it. There was no one else to talk about, in my opinion, because you're talking about both ends of the floor. He was 3 straight years the Defensive Player of the Year. And we were also 1, 2, 3, something like that in defense. We had really good players, but we didn't necessarily have good defense. It was because of him. What made us a really good defense was him. And then on offense, he's still giving you like 20 plus. We weren't throwing him the ball at times to let him get numbers, but everything revolved around him. Look, for him to not be in the top 75, that was just a personality thing. There's no way. So that's what Stan Van Gundy had to say, and I agree. For Dwight to not make the top 75 is a crime in basketball, period. I don't care how you feel about him. He was goofy. I didn't like his personality, whatever. It's not about his personality and what you like or don't like. At the end of the day, all that matters is Dwight Howard's game on the court. And on the hardwood, in his prime, he was one of the best. The man won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times straight. Dwight Howard beat LeBron James. What are we talking about? Dwight Howard defeated LeBron James in his prime. So how is this man not top 75 with all he have accomplished? So they threw AD in there basically and snubbed Dwight Howard. And that's a crime against basketball, man. That's a crime against basketball. Yes, in the future, Dwight Howard will get in. I'm sure he'll get in the top 100, but it's still not right. He deserved to be in the top 75. AD should have not been in the top 75. I never thought he should have been. Too early. Same thing with Dame Lillard. Dame Dollar, same thing. No disrespect. Dame Dollar should not have been in the top 75 either. Dame Dollar, AD should have been in the top 100. And I'm being honest about this. They got it wrong, man. They got it wrong, but it's okay. It is what it is. But yeah, man, people got to put more respect on Dwight Howard's name. The man have done a lot for basketball, whether you like him or not, agree with him or not. You can't deny his resume and what he have done. Yes, like I said, he got lost in the shuffle through the years, just his personality. He never took basketball too seriously. Imagine what he could have accomplished or what he could have done if he took basketball a little more seriously. And that was Kobe Bryant's issue with him. I mean, his first stint as a Laker with Kobe, that was Kobe's issue. Kobe lived and breathed basketball. Kobe's a no-nonsense guy. And here comes this big 7-foot dude who's mad goofy, playing around. He don't take things too seriously. And that drove Kobe nuts. That drove Kobe nuts. Like, come on, man. This ain't time to be playing and being goofy. Kobe just couldn't get with Dwight Howard. He just couldn't feel his energy, but that don't mean they should snub the man from the top 75, and prime Dwight Howard was a problem. If you never saw Dwight in his prime, then you can't relate. But if you're a basketball head and you've been watching a lot of basketball through the years, you know what I'm talking about. Once again, Dwight Howard defeated LeBron James in his prime, threw him out the playoff. What are we talking about? Between 2008 and 2012, Dwight Howard averaged 20.6 points per game, 14 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks. You hear them numbers? That doesn't sound like top 75 number, Hall of Fame numbers. That's what he was doing. Yes, he's not the greatest offensive player, and like Stan Van Gundy said, most of the times they wasn't throwing him the ball all the time, no. And he still averaged almost 21 points, 14 rebounds, and almost 3 blocks per game. That is monster. This is prime Dwight Howard. And you mean to tell me he's not a top 75? The disrespect is crazy. The disrespect is crazy. You couple those numbers with his defensive impact, come on, speak for itself, man. This guy was a monster. The sad situation is, if it wasn't for Kobe, Dwight Howard could have possibly been a champion. But he ran into Kobe in the finals, and you're not going to be the prime Kobe unless you're the Boston Celtics with Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. You are not beat a Dwight Howard team, and Dwight was a beast, but you're not going to be the prime Kobe who's trying to get rings to prove that he could win without Shaq. Kobe was on a mission. I'm trying to prove I can win without Shaq. So Dwight ran into Kobe at the wrong time. If it wasn't for Kobe, Dwight Howard would have possibly been a champion. And then what? Yeah, man, the guy was a monster, been a monster. Even though he's not one of my favorite players, I still got to put respect on the man's name because he was a baller. Yeah, he was goofy. Like I said again, personality is very goofy. Plays too much, but you can't deny what he have done on the court, man. You can't deny what Dwight Howard has done on the court in Orlando. If he took the game more seriously, who knows what he could have done, honestly. He had the abilities, he had it. He didn't take the game as serious as players like Kobe, MJ, and, But, yeah, man. So that is what Stan Van Gundy had to say about Dwight Howard. Please comment below. Let me know, what are your thoughts on this situation? Do you agree with Stan Van Gundy? Do you disagree? Leave it all in the comment section. And as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, holla at your boy. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.